What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Rivian. Over this last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of updates, one of which is that whole joint venture with Volkswagen. They recently submitted Q2 earnings and their investor day. There's been a lot of good updates. But beside the point, I want to talk on, is Rivian a meme stock? So I want to go over some of the data points and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off on Friday, Rivian did close 0.96% in the green, a lot of volatility, so it did have 1403 as a low, and that was attributed because of this. So non-farm payroll came in better than anticipated, and the market doesn't like good data right now. So 206 versus 191 the forecast, but despite the positive data, you didn't see this change whatsoever. So right now for the September 18th meeting, there is a 72% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. And then over and above that, a 5.9% likelihood of a 50 basis point cut. So I think the market did rebound because of this still being very optimistic about a rate cut. And so yeah, lo and behold, this is the first time that good data didn't really cause this to crash. So I think all in all, fairly good stuff. Kind of low volume for Friday, but then again, that's somewhat normal. But 37.01 million shares were traded, 47.9 is the average. And there has been a lot of attention coming to Rivian from institutions. So these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So you do see quite a lot of good ones, 1.58. 2.52, 14.5, 4.47. So a lot of big transactions occurring on Friday coming from institutions. So this is where kind of leads me to the kind of basis of why I mentioned, is Rivian a meme stock? So under my other channel, Trending Stocks, I frequently do like top 5 most heavily shorted memes and whatever else, but I use this website that kind of has the meme score. So meme stock rankings that kind of compiles meme score, Wall Street best score, and fails to deliver. A lot of very common meme stocks that people would think of are on this list, such as GameStop, AMC, Marathon, and many, many others. But Rivian is number 4, and last week Rivian was number 2. So this is where it kind of leads me to this video. Is Rivian a meme stock? Because it does have a meme score of 94, Wall Street best score of 96, and a fails to deliver score of 92. So despite their Q2 numbers that they just released, so in Q2 they did produce 9,600 vehicles and delivered 13,790 vehicles. So as weird as that is, like them hitting some fairly good marks, they did reiterate their full 2024 guidance of 57,000 vehicles. But maybe is Wall Street just counting Rivian nothing more than just a meme stock? And so even I've brought up time and time again, I'm going to be starting to kind of move away from Ortex. So I'm going to be trying out different websites for shorts and stuff like that. But currently the short interest is 18.48%. On Friday, it did go down 1%. So shorts returned some shares, but still in essence, given what Rivian does produce, being at 18.48% is very, very high. So this is where, is there some correlation? Is shorts just very heavily in on Rivian because it's nothing more than a meme stock? Or is it because that they're burning through quite a lot of cash, as what you can see from their previous earnings or financials right here? So you just go over to the quarterly. So from last, they did burn $1.2 billion from their operations. So I don't know, it's a lot of questionable things, and I think a lot of people all can agree that Rivian should not be at this price point. And that's just my own estimate. Of course, you guys do whatever floats your boat, but there is one thing that I do want to bring up, and I've kind of brought up in the past. So moving over to IBKR, you see a lot of positive analyst ratings. So for instance, over this last just 5 or 10 days or so, you have a lot of bullish ratings, 13, 14, 21, $30. That was done by Canaccord George, who has a 41% success rating. But beside the point, like a lot of people see a lot of upside when it comes down to Rivian, but yet it's trading at the price point it is. So something just does not add up. And once again, is it because Rivian is nothing more than a meme stock to the larger entities out there. So I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that in the comments below. That one definitely threw me off. Of course, like I said, a lot of them on that list are fairly normal, such as GameStop, AMC, even just to, I'll go over there quickly and give you an overview of some of the other ones that's on there. Some of these I don't know, but Save, yeah, I feel like that could be considered a meme stock given the circumstances. 13, not so much. SunPower, most likely, yes. SoundHound, definitely. BlackBerry, yes. Lunar, yes. Sundial, yes. So a lot of these definitely make the criteria. Lucid, number 21. I feel like that one's even debatable to a lot of extent. But getting back to it though, definitely I do not see Rivian being a meme stock, but what do I know, right? So let me know your thoughts on that. Moving on from here, going over some additional data points. So on Friday, there was $9 million in calls, 4.83 million in puts. Sentiment wise, 46% of all the options being done were optimistic and bullish, so generally a good thing. And of the call options that are being purchased, there was a consensus for it to be above roughly 1552, that $16 range by the end of next week. So a nice continuation of this momentum. And looking at the open interest for the calls, so with it closing at $14.74, so that does mean anything below this $14.50 strike price, all right here, is going to be covered by market makers, because market makers don't have readily available a lot of volatile stocks such as Rivian in their inventory, so they do have to go to the open market. So come Monday, you should see a nice kind of bump up in the stock price. Even at the $12 strike price, you have 13,000 in open interest. At the 11, you have 9,000. So you have a lot of good kind of buying that's going to be occurring on Monday. So once again, something to kind of consider, and that's already over and above what will be coming from larger entities, as what I've brought up already. So larger entities have been really focused on Rivian. It'll be interesting to see the latest round of 13Fs once they do start to come out in the next several weeks. And so yeah, I think all in all, pretty good stuff coming down the pipeline. Right now on the actual chart itself, with it at $14.79, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So $13.31 is going to be the next strong support, and then $15.68 is going to be that next strong resistance / target. And given the circumstances, even though it did pretty much jump from around 11 to where it is now, it's been holding its gains. So it is fair to assume that higher highs are anticipated, and based on the Elliott Wave technicals, as I did bring up in my previous video, it is anticipating to get, at least in the short term, to around the $18 range. So within this R2 to this R3. So bigger and better things might be coming down the pipeline. On the actual chart itself, there's been a lot of consolidation over the last several trading days, but with all that behind us, this is where in theory you should be seeing a nice breakout sooner rather than later. Stochastic, you do see it at around 77, so arguably considered overbought. So the first sign of weakness associated to Rivian, you could see a pullback. They do have their Q2 earnings slated for August the 6th. So again, that could be that deciding factor, or maybe something in between or before that. But typically companies go on blackout periods for news and things along those lines. So maybe the next big thing that could really affect Rivian would be their earnings, like I said. But you do see a nice bullish deviation, so white line about the red as well. Number of retail investors have been getting in on Rivian over this last several trading days, ever since it looks like the 20th. So hats off to those individuals that did buy where it bounced off of that 50-day moving average. So all in all, I feel like a lot of the data points behind the scenes are very optimistic and bullish. So yeah, it's kind of weird. This again threw me off, the fact that it is showing as a meme stock. So do you guys think it's a meme stock, or do you think it is a credible company? What's your thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.